Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a video of how I change strings on a guitar and how I do setup on a guitar. The bridge, the saddles, the intonation, and the truss rod. We'll be doing two electric guitars today, a Gibson SG and an Ibanez. So I hope you enjoy. Here goes. Hey there, rock and roller. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to change the strings on this 1967 Gibson SG. Today we're going to change the strings. The intonation is good. I'm going to double check it. The neck is good. I don't even want to mess with this guitar at all. I just want to change the strings, maybe check the intonation at the bridge, and then move on. The strings we're going to use today are Ernie Ball Extra Slinkies. I use starting at an 8 gauge. I like a light string, easy for me to bend. I don't have very big hands, so that works well for me. We're going to clean up the fretboard. We're going to clean up the guitar a bit. Okay, the first thing I do when changing strings is, obviously, I cut off the old ones. I just snip them. And away we go. Now, on this particular guitar, I could slide this guy right out of here where the whammy bar goes on. I'll just put that aside. Okay. Next thing for me is I want to clean up the guitar a bit. It's got some dust that settles, underneath where the strings live. Next, I'm going to use some kind of wood cleaner on the fretboard. Again, I'll just use paper towels. Get it wet. And just go up and down the fretboard. Get some of the gook off. Okay, so now the wood is all cleaned up. Let's open up some strings and put some new strings on. I'm sure you've all put strings on before. We all have our own way of doing it. I want to show you mine. I start at the top and work my way down. Top string, E string is a 38 gauge. So I have to put this fella back in. The whammy bar attached it. Just kind of slide it in there. Line it up straight. Get yourself your string winder. I usually put the peg straight across. Sit that in there, give myself about an inch and a bit of play. Give it a bit of a curve up. Right now, it's not in the right position right here. That doesn't concern me at all. I'll slide you over, pinch you right there. Making sure that the string goes underneath the other string. And with this particular guitar, you got to make sure that the string is going to be sitting where he's supposed to sit down there. He just falls right into place. So it takes a bit of skill to get that going. And then I cut off the excess and move on to the next string. Okay, got the new strings on. Perfectly in tune. All right, let's throw a tuner on, and I will tune it up and be right back. All right, now let's try and see how the intonation is. I'm going to readjust things here so that you can actually see the tuner. So here, you adjust the intonation on the guitar, on electric guitar, on the bridge saddles right here. You pull them back and forth depending if it's sharp or flat. So let's just see how well this guy is set up as it stands right now. I know it plays lovely. It does not go out of tune when I'm playing it or playing down. But let's just see how perfect it is. So the E, the high E right there, he's just a smidge high. Okay, that's good. Now let's put him on 12th fret. Look at that. It's exactly the same as it was with the open. Let's put him on B. Just a smidge high, the A. If anything, we can go make it a bit flatter, huh? All right, let's try that. Flatter, that means I'm going to extend it, so I'm going to push the saddle back a bit. This goofy design that Gibson has here, I'm just going to push the saddle back a little bit that way. Okay. Now let's see it at the 12th fret. Now it's a bit flat. And B, D, it's not bad. You know, I'm going to push it forward just a little bit. And I think we might have it here. That's perfect. Well, let's move on to the B. 12th. It's a tad flat. Let's try with the 7th. Nice. 5th. That is a bit sharp. That is a bit, just a bit flat. No, that's actually quite good. We're going to leave the B alone. G. Now let's try it at the 12th. That's good. Let's try it at the 7th. A little bit sharp. 5th. A little bit sharp. So this one, I am going to move that bridge saddle back. Let's try the 12th. Good. 7th. A little bit high. Yep, let's adjust that some more. That's lovely. Good. Good. Right on. All right, let's move on to the D. 12th fret. A little bit flat. That's pretty good. That's good. I am going to leave this alone. That is so on. A. Okay, let's try. It's a bit sharp. Alright, so he's a bit sharp. We're going to bring that saddle forward a little bit. Yep. Flat. Perfect. Perfect. Just a bit high. Yep, I think that's good. And the E. Go to okay. same. And it's a little bit high. All right, then we're going to bring this guy forward a little bit. Next, try that at the side. See, a little bit high. Not happy with that. Let's. There we go. A little bit I can deal with, and that's how we do it. The intonation is satisfactory. The neck plays perfectly. I could have adjusted the tension or the truss rod right here, but it plays so well, I don't want to mess with it. Strings are changed, the guitar's been cleaned up, and it's going to go for a very long time sounding good. Next up, I have a great video planned for the setup of this Ibanez, but one of my cameras wasn't working and I lost half of the audio. So anyway, I will hobble together something that represents what I was doing with the setup as far as the truss rod, the bridge, the intonation on this one. So we'll see how this looks. Okay, good luck. Hello everybody, my name is Steve from Steve Pope Music. I, over the last hour or so, have just put new strings on this Ibanez RC 330T guitar. It's a moderately priced guitar. It's not terribly expensive, but it's not a cheap one, but it played adequate. So what I did was I adjusted the truss rod, I adjusted the bridge, I adjusted the saddles, I put new strings on it, and I am amazed at the transformation that it plays so smooth now. The transformation is completely different from what it was to what it is. So I'm going to walk you through the steps of what I did, show you some videos. Maybe you could learn a bit from this, maybe not. Leave some comments if you can. Here we go. The tools that I use are a couple of Allen keys, one for the truss rod, one for the saddles, string winder of course, because you know that's just a nuisance. Pick, screwdriver, Phillips, a couple of different pairs of pliers, wire cutters to chop the strings off, and a capo. And I will be using some of this daily wood cleaner to clean up the neck a little bit. So here we go. First thing I do is I just cut the strings off. Okay, what I want to do now, before I do anything, is clean up the neck a little bit. So I got myself a rag, got myself some wood cleaner. I'm just going to soak that into the rag a little bit. If your guitar is anything like my guitar here, you can see where the wear and tear is, where all the dirt is. And it kind of goes to about the 12th fret, a little dirty, and then it kind of just starts to taper off this way. I don't play a whole lot up here on the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. I usually play in the first 3 strings down here. I suppose everyone's got their preferences, but that's what I do anyway. Okay, now that that's done, the truss rod area is up here, so you want to get an Allen key that's actually going to fit in there. This one fits nicely. You have an Allen key down here, which you're going to adjust the string saddles when we get the new strings back on. So before I do anything like that, I usually see if everything is nice and snug and tight. I'm going to take a pair of pliers and just make sure that all the tuning pegs are tight. These particular tuning pegs are attached with a nut right here, and there's no screw at the back, so I just want to make sure that those are nice and secure. Nothing's rattling on the guitar. Then the pliers are out of here. Make sure that the bridge screws are nice and secure. Ernie ball, extra slinky. I'll put them on the camera there. Okay, we have all our new strings put on the guitar, and now we're going to spin around and get it tuned up and stretch the strings out, and then we're going to start adjusting the truss rod. Now that we got new strings on the guitar, semi-tuned, not terribly accurate, but it's tuned nonetheless. Here's what I've learned about truss rod adjustment. I take a capo on the first fret and set her on there. Take my finger around 12, 14, 16, around the 17th fret, pretty much where the neck meets the body. And I see how much play I got up and down right there. You can see that string going up and down. With the A string, I got some up and down motion. It's a little bit more than I want. If I look down the neck, which I did earlier, off camera, I saw that the neck is a little bit, this is exaggerated, but a little bit bowed like so. That means I'm going to tighten the truss rod and bring the neck up just a little bit. So I'm going to put an Allen key on there. I'm going to get inside here and I'm going to give it a quarter turn-ish. You don't want to go too far, too fast. So a little bit there. It's on 17th fret. That moved it a little bit. That's a smidge better. That's a little bit better. I'm just going to look down the neck and see if that has changed anything. The camera might go into autofocus. Oh, it's a little bit straighter now. I'm going to just give it just a hint more of a tightening. And we'll see if I can't. Yeah, I can't really grab. Oh, there we go. Just a little bit more. And yeah. So let's see if that did anything there. Yep. See, now I brought the neck up a little bit. From my perspective, looking down, that neck looks nice. All right, I just want to check the nut. Here's what I've learned about how to check the nut height, whether the strings are sitting properly on the nut right there. Just take a piece of paper. Just any piece of paper. Can I slide it in there without it binding? Can I slide it in there without too much? So there's still a little bit of that. It's not bad. Just move you down just a little bit there. Actually, this string is off a little bit. There she goes. 4th fret. And that's good. So you see there's just a little bit of pushing down right. Just double the thickness of this little piece of paper. That's all I require here. That looks good. So that is set up nicely. So now we have the truss rod adjusted a little bit higher. Now you can see how much the strings have to go down in order to make it a little more playable. So how do you do that? You adjust the saddles here at the bridge. So now I'm going to lower the saddles on the bridge. I don't know if you can get that on camera or not, but I'm going to just lower that down. And it's going down, it's going down. Now I want to see how that first string, the 6th string, the E, see, it's quite rattly right there. I don't know. I think I went a bit too far. I'm going to raise it up Just a little bit. That looks better. I'll give it another go. It's a little bit rattly around the 15, 16. And I can handle that, that's good. Now I'm going to try again. Try to repeat that on the A string, lower the saddle down. Grab a pick. Let's try the A string. Maybe we should get her close to tune. And about there. You hear that? It's dead? I've gone far too far on that one. That's dead. So we got to jack that up. It's yourself. And let's try that. I raised it up. Much better. Wow. I'm going to continue doing this all the way down the rest of the strings, starting with D all the way down to the high E, and the guitar will be set up and it'll be playing good. Now we have to do intonation. If I push down here, that is one octave higher than here, because that is 50% of the way. I want to make this an actual B, this an actual A, this an actual G within reason. I will show you and demonstrate over here in Studio One. I got the tuner on, so I am going to do a harmonic on string number 6, the E here. I'm going to snug it up a little bit till I'm just touching that line. There it is. So that is a perfect E right there. But if I push G, look how high that is. That is, according to this thing, close to 20 or so cents higher. Let's try an A. A, wow, that's way up there. B, again, this is higher than it should be. So what we're going to do is, we're going to adjust the bridge. We're going to pull it back and forth, hence the big screwdriver. So we're going to put this right here for everyone can see. I am going to advance that. I am pushing the whole bridge section for the E string forward. And let's see what that does for me. I pushed it forward a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Let's retune the guitar because I would have lost some tuning. Harmonic E, and there we are. We're real good on harmonic E right there. So let's try a G, and we're a little bit lower. Oh, that's much better. It's always going to be a little bit off. Look how close that is now. That's so much better. C is good. Let's try. B is getting closer. A. I almost went too far, maybe. Try the G again. Let's see the G. Wait, it kind of lingers, and then, you know what? I think that is pretty good. Let's tune up the A string, and I'm going to push that bridge forward, maybe 1/8 of an inch in this case. I'm going to match him with the E string and see how that works. Let's tune the guitar up again because we would have lost some. Get her in tune in A. Here we go. That looks pretty good. Let's try C. Not bad. D is better. Try E. I think I gotta go a bit more. Push that forward a little bit more. I'm just reversing that. Right there, we'll try that. And we'll see if that doesn't fix the problem for us. We would have lost a little bit of tuning here. Get the A, okay, let's try a C. I don't think I can get any closer than that. Tell me what you think, tell me what you like. Leave some comments, hit a like button if you liked it. Hey there, rock and roller.